All right.
What are you touching?
I'm trying to get my balance here. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's gonna be it.
Hey everyone! Thank you so much for coming back and checking out these videos. I hope they have been helpful for you. I wanted to share my number one mistake that I feel like I've made since I started homeschooling. And just to preface this, I come from teaching at a public and private schools, so in the traditional school setting. What I mean by traditional, probably what you know as the modern day classroom. You know, there's a schedule. Usually school starts around September, goes until June. You're in the classroom, building in between the hours of 7:30 to like 3 p.m. and sometimes there's after school activities. That's a traditional classroom setting. So coming from that, when I started homeschooling, all I knew was just to mimic that. So I did just that. I set up a little classroom area in our kitchen. It was in our kitchen at the time. I started teaching language arts for an hour, and then I did math for an hour, and then I gave her a little recess break. And then I came back and tried to, incorporate more subjects as much as I could. We finished around like 1 or 2, but I was only homeschooling one child at the time, my eldest. So looking back at that, it's hard for me to see that and not cringe, because I feel like I was doing a disservice to my daughter. And I think I was just very strict. I was trying to make her sit down and, listen to the teacher, listen to me, I'm the teacher. And it was very rigid. And now that I look back, I don't think that's what learning is about. I was more focused on trying to form her brain, fill it with as much information as I could, as opposed to like forming her as a person, And I don't know why. What was I trying to prove? I was trying to mold her into this ideal student, but that didn't matter. We were teaching at home, so there is no standard or rules that she had to follow. So why was I trying to do that? Why was I putting so much pressure on that? It's hard for me to even share that with you, but I do that in hopes that hopefully you don't make that same mistake that I made. In talking with a lot of moms recently, I know there's this pressure, this anxiety, these insecurities of having to catch up your child or not let them fall behind. And I get it, because I was there, and I think that's why I wanted to make this video, is because you don't have to do that. I don't think it matters really whether your child falls behind. Everyone's going to be behind because everyone's been out of school since the quarantine started, and then possibly for the next school year. People are just going to be behind, and I don't think we need to worry about that. I think that the hardest thing is to break away from that mindset. And that was the hardest thing for me. I still struggle with that, is shifting our mindset. And if you think about it, learning is not about completing assignments. It's not about sitting at a desk for this many hours, I think it's Charlotte Mason who says education is atmosphere. It's the daily conversation that you have at breakfast time. It's how you mold in learning when you go to the grocery store, or when you go walk to the park and play on the playground. It's just those little moments. It's a discipline. It's just life. And when I remind myself of that, it makes me so glad that my daughter, I didn't mess her up completely. thankfully she still loves school, and she enjoys learning. But I say this all because I want to just be very open, and I hope that I've eliminated any pressure you might feel like that you have to catch them up or you don't want them to fall behind. Like, there is no fall behind in homeschooling. It's not really about that. And I don't know how to stress it enough. So I guess what I'm saying, if I can go a little further, is if you can think back to your your fondest childhood memory, like, go ahead, try to think about it. What are those memories that are making you smile? Just thinking about it right now. That is what you should focus on recreating for your children now. I mean, thankfully, unfortunately, with the circumstances, like, some of us are allotted this extra family time with our family that we might have otherwise never had. So what can we do? Just take advantage of it, I guess, because, these are the moments that we may have never gotten before. And these are moments that you have to recreate these memories or build these memories. Listen to what your child is into, what's their favorite show. Maybe you can find like an audiobook or rent books from the library. Just kind of like rebuilding that relationship, I think, is probably the best thing that you could do now. And I hope that helps a little bit. If it helps someone or someone needs to hear it that please share this video with them. If you have any other questions for me, I'm writing them down and I'm going to do my best to answer them as fast as possible. So thank you so much for watching and take care. Bye!